Hey, everybody. Welcome to the number 2 talk with Jeremy Bordner. This time, Kent is on a desert island somewhere, which I'm jealous. I'm sitting in my living room.
Yes.
And, good morning, gentlemen.
Morning.
Good morning.
Although I'm going to have to figure out a way of oh, there we go. The camera just resized. Did you do that, Steve?
No, it must be the camera crew.
Oh, that's awesome. Because I was concerned I was starting to have a 5 head instead of a 4 head. So anyway, as we, and it's a receding hairline too, but as we progress in this. So Jeremy, thanks for joining us this morning. And we figured Steve and I do part 2 with you, and kind of you've been here for a month now. Again, super excited to have you here. After that month, what are some of the high level takeaways for you? And, what are you getting your head around and continuing to get your head around in the Pacific Northwest? And, what are you what's on the short list of important things to capture and get done?
Yeah, good question. Thanks again for having me. The first 30 days, if I recap that a little bit, I think the thing I'm most amazed about is the amount of conditions and the amount of efficiencies I'm seeing on the fulfillment side that I have never had a chance to work with before. So as an example, so many conditions getting cleared without by leveraging AI, leveraging machine learning. There's a ton of things happening without an actual underwriter or processor looking at some of our files. So not on every file, and we certainly do need an underwriter at the end of the day, but it allows our ops and support team to get through so much more quicker than companies that I guess are not leveraging that. So I think that's my short answer is, we're utilizing something called ICR, or intelligent character recognition, and that has just been huge efficiency on the fulfillment side. So that's been really exciting. I think that's been my number one. Lots of positives, but the one thing that stands out, that's definitely up there.
Hey, I got maybe a remedial question on that. So I'm a loan officer. I'm doing a lot of loans somewhere that isn't using AI. What does that actually mean to me and my day when I'm in a system working on my pipeline?
So out of the several thousand files that we got done in the Pacific Northwest last month, I think there were 22 or 26. So it's certainly not a high amount, but about 20-something files that went all the way through to docs without a human looking at it. So for me as an originator, you as an originator, Steve, that's a huge win for our referral partners. I mean, we're getting these out too fast. We can't close that early, obviously, because of disclosure timing requirements, but that's a massive win. And again, that's a very small percentage, but it used to be a 0%. So each month I'm seeing the amount of files that are going out, docs being sent out without a human looking at it. It's increasing each month. So does that help answer your question a little bit?
Totally. And then on the files that it doesn't go all the way, is it still clearing conditions that it can? So it's taking a part of the workload off the manual process that might exist for all the other loans?
Yep, 100%. So everyone's familiar with like LoanBeam technology. Many companies, not many, but the best of the best have been using LoanBeam like we have for a long time. That's reading income calcs and tax returns, especially complex tax returns. It's not perfect, but it saves a lot of time on the front end. Imagine that technology going all the way through to pay stubs, homeowners insurance. If we've got a property inspection waiver, those things are being checked off and pushed through a lot quicker. So again, at the end of the day, we still need an underwriter to meet our reps and warrants to make a saleable loan, but it's taking a lot of that off of their plate.
It's a very high speed, low drag environment, right, Jeremy? So as Steve and I have conversations with loan officers and you as well, I always tell them, hey, if you're a very technically adept LO, right, and you know how to put transactions together, this is a great environment for you to be in because it maximizes your technical aptitude to just get things done faster, quicker, right, which will equate to a lot of things as an LO, right? An opportunity to earn more business, win more deals, et cetera, et cetera. So,
yeah, I had a meeting with someone yesterday, and they're on an older technology platform, and they're still working 14-hour days. And like, it still feels to me like the conversation is always, if you had 20 minutes back on every file that you're working on each day, like, what would you do with it? you know, do you need some work-life balance because you're working a ton of hours, or would you spend some time going after a few more loans? Like, totally up to them and big producers as is, but it's that efficiency play. I think it's hard for people to really get their head around, like, what would it be like if they don't see it though?
Yeah, I agree with Steve. I think the most impactful thing as we have conversations with loan officers is when they actually get to see a demo of the machine, right? We put them in the cockpit of the car. We say, hey, put your hands on the wheels. And for the next 45 minutes, you're going to take this thing around the track. And most loan officers I know are visual learners, right? Not audio learners. So when they actually see it in front of them and they're looking at the screen and the flow of originating a loan and where it goes, it is a very aha moment for them. And you can see it in their eyes and their facial expression when we're doing the Zoom and the MS Teams with our training group that does the demos. You can see it on them. It's like they can't hide it. So yeah, it's a big advantage, I think.
Hey, so dovetailing into like a next question, Jeremy, like, what do you feel is the biggest opportunity for a producer or a leader in the Pacific Northwest that doesn't work at loanDepot and works in maybe a more like a legacy style lender with you know, older technology versus us as a contemporary lender, leveraging tech and all the other things that we do?
Yeah, I think, Steve, the biggest opportunity right now for producers, if me as an originator, is options. Knowing that we're at the top or near the top of a cycle right now, I want options. So if and when the business changes, I want to know what I have available. So can I make options with my compensation plan? Yes. Do I have different rate options? Do I have compensation cap options? Yes. Maybe I want to build out an MSA with my top referral partners or top brokerage. Maybe I want to do a desk rental. All of these are options. When the market constricts, maybe I want to take inbound leads to help supplement my referral source. That's an option. I like that. The ability to use marketing dollars and pre-tax, put that aside and help out my personal financial situation. That's an option. So I think that the biggest opportunity, to summarize, is just options. The more options I have, the better prepared my business will be for when the market changes.
And there's some chatter. I know we hear it on some calls every now and then about, like, you know, the market could change at some point and we could be in a sub 2% interest rate environment, you know, with what's going on in the economy, inflation, and just how it is in general. Like, another option is just how do you deal with a whole lot more loans really efficiently, like we did last year, if something like that happens?
Yeah, the efficiency piece, back to kind of how we started this conversation, right, is do we have the technology to leverage every tool possible to, you know, how fast can we compliantly get that loans done? And then you couple that with the CRM piece and database management. And if you're actively working both of those, then, you know, it's a win-win, especially if we see that sub 2 market, like you mentioned, Steve.
Yeah. So Jeremy, let me ask you this. So for the next, 2 to 3 months, and then the next 2 to 3 areas geographically for us and for you, what's the priority location-wise as to where you want to be and see the biggest opportunity for us to, go to?
I think that, so specific geographically, we've got spectacular leadership in Washington, in Oregon, in Idaho. If you're looking to join any veteran teams in either of those states, or bring your teams on separately to help us gain market share there, we've got a lot of great momentum that I'm really, really excited about. I'm very excited and actively looking for great new leadership in both Alaska and Montana, which are untapped markets in my opinion. So if any or all of the above sounds good to, we're happy to chat with anyone that's interested in any of those markets.
I like it.
Yeah. And I think Steve and
States.
Yeah. Steve and I are looking forward to Montana and Alaska too. So yes, great places to be.
Especially it's almost ski season.
Yeah.
Yes.
Even better. Well, I just want to go on a jog in Alaska and, by the hotel.
I don't want to talk about that.
All right. Well, hey,
sore subject there.
For those of you that made it this far and all the way through, thanks for watching. We've got Jeremy Bordner, Pacific Northwest Regional Manager, Kent Smith, who supports him in the Pacific Northwest. Next time, I'll be on a desert island as if I could figure out how to make it work. And other than that, thanks guys. It's been fun. 30 days have gone by so fast. It doesn't even
I know,
feel
it's
like
crazy.
it, does it?
Yeah, crazy. Crazy.
And we'll get to number 3 sometime soon, probably in another month. So thanks for
Alrighty.
watching, everybody, and hit up Jeremy or Kent if you have any questions about the Pacific Northwest. We're excited about growth, and it's going to happen. So giddy up.
It is. Yes. Get her done.
Thanks a lot, Steve. Thanks, Kent. Good to see
You're
you
welcome.
guys.
Yep. You as well.
Bye-bye.